Welcome to Conversation Podcasts, program where we look beyond the headlines and discuss issues that affects you, that affects me, that affects the society at large, especially our mental health. My name is Liz.
And my name, beautiful people, is Ekonju. Today we will be discussing something that many people experience, and unfortunately, many people also participate in. But very few people stop to think about their actions of this particular issue deeply. We are talking about trolling and public shaming and how it affects our mental health.
Okay, a lot of times I hear it could just be a common comment on somebody's page, a viral video, that careless mistake captured on camera and posted. In a little while, very strange people become someone else's judge, jury, executioner. A lot of times, some people say, it's just social media. But is it just social media for that person whose life is being bothered? When the person wakes up early morning and thousands of people are on his or her page insulting her or him.
And where does accountability and public shaming begin or end? Do we believe, because I believe so, but do you believe that what's typed behind the screen, a phone screen or a computer, can actually cause psychological damage to mental health?
True.
Now, to help us unpack this deep issue is our very own favorite anchor, Jingles by Joy. Where is the bell? I've said that we should bring bell here for this. Well then,
the champs are making the bells.
Welcome. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. It's a rainy day. I'm good.
So showers of blessing.
Yes.
Jingles by Joy.
Yes.
I don't know if people know, but we know that if we are you're chronically online.
Oh my God.
If we need anything that happens
Oh
online
my
now,
God.
you don't need to call. You don't need to go to a blog. Just call Jingles by Joy. Please, what do you think?
I bet what's happened this so. She knows
this.
She will just tell you check my status.
She has already.
Oh my God.
She's educating you on
you know, get it. She's got in me. I just said check my status.
Exactly.
Yes,
So
do.
since you're chronically online,
Yeah.
there's something that always happens. Make I remove glass for this.
Okay.
There's something that always happens online.
Yeah.
You see people trolling each other or bantering each other. Now in Nigeria, granted, we have what's
Why
that thing
did you have that? Is it because you were scared of trolling? So you needed to cover your shame?
You see? It's not exactly.
That's how you wanted.
So that's I'm like, before the trolling will now become, let me remove it first. We see people growing up. We used to hear people just yab each other. Your mama, it was just fun. But now people, with the coming of social media, it's now so. It's like they are fighting.
Yeah.
Jingles by Joy.
Yes.
What is trolling? What is banter? What's the is there a difference?
Well, for me, I will tell you what it means to me.
Okay.
Trolling, banter, I think for me it's the same thing. You see, the problem is that so many people are sick. When I mean sick, mental health, they're sick.
Okay.
There's some people who just can't see people happy. It's a sad one.
You mean there are people who just derive joy in seeing other
Some
people
people
sad?
just need to make people miserable. It gives them joy. You know, it's just like how you see other people who are happy, giving people happiness. That thing makes them happy. Then, I will not lie to you, the ratio is sickening. That some people, all they need to do is, the minute you get online, they start, look at her leg is crooked. Oh my God, she's so fat. Oh no, look at her head. Then the one that sickens me is when somebody asked me a question and said, why is it that parents never like to bring their kids, the faces of their kids online? And I just laughed.
Why do you want to do that to your children?
No, guess what? But when the child is born, you're going to put the baby online. So if you know you're not putting the baby online from when the child is a baby, I advise that you shouldn't put it when the child is 1. Why do I say this? One of the bantering that I cannot handle and I'm going to be very honest with you, it's when somebody has a baby and the baby is having a birthday and you sit in your miserable house and you go online and you say this baby is not that person's baby, this baby was bought.
When I hear things like that, I really get mad because the truth is,
it's not
I own a car.
Yes.
I didn't give birth to that car.
Yeah.
I bought it.
Yeah.
And is it not my car?
It's your car.
I buy a shoe.
Yes.
I know Bonham. I bought it.
It's yours.
It's my shoe.
Yeah.
We get the point.
So I don't want to be pregnant. I go out there and pay for a baby. Is it not my baby?
Well, let me make you laugh. The person was pregnant. She had to prove that she was pregnant.
I don't even need to validate.
The problem here is that when you're a social media influencer, take it or leave it, people will always see the good in you, but guess what? They will always concentrate
on the bad.
Okay, let me use an example. This is one of my best actors, donkey years. And you know, I watch everything from Igbo movie to Yoruba. I'm a Nigerian, 100%. And Ogogo has always been somebody that I love so much. I have a passion for him. Perfect gentleman, no scandals, he's just there. And he passed. I realized 3 days ago that on social media, you pay them for them to do postings before your dates. I didn't know.
Postings on what?
On
your movie,
or your birthdays, or all those things.
On your birthday?
Yes, on your birthday.
It's not supposed to be natural.
No.
It's hyping.
See, let me tell you, there is a level you get to in Nigeria or around the world that whether you like it or not, you're a celebrity. Okay, let me use an example. One of my best stars, the woman I always look up to.
Funke.
I'm super impressed with Funke because she sets the bar up every day. It was her birthday. Unfortunately, the other movie star was being buried. Boom! And guess what? For the first time I saw a Funke at Kindele, not dancing, just one picture. And guess what? The internet, from TikTok to Twitter to Instagram, you are a stupid woman.
Oh my Jesus.
You have no respect. You have this, you have that. And what did I think? You know what I love about her? Her videographer, who wants to go to a school in England, couldn't afford it. What was her birthday gift for him? She's paying for it. See, when people troll you, shake your body.
You know,
okay, well,
you know, but a lot of times it's not that easy for people. Like recently, we lost a brain, we lost a life.
Who is that?
We lost, you know, a black pride. You know, Jason is one person that we'll all continue to mourn for what he represents.
Who?
You're going to hear his story.
All right.
And if it's ready, Debbie actually took a special turn
Jason's story.
to
Jason
package
the professor.
Let's see this professor.
Yeah, the professor.
And the story of this gentleman, I don't want to say it. Let's say this together, then we talk.
Jason Ada was widely known as a groundbreaking black academic who rose to become one of the youngest professors at the Cambridge University. His personal story, including overcoming autism and learning difficulties, inspired many people. As a child, he didn't speak until he was 11. He was autistic. He couldn't read or write until he was 18. Teachers thought he would struggle, but at age 18, Jason decided his story wasn't finished. He taught himself to read. He went to university, had 3 degrees, then a PhD in 2023. He wrote books, spoke to thousands, and used his own life to tell young people, your beginning does not decide your ending.
There's one thing you said to me which I never forgot, and it was when I was 22, and I said to you I was thinking about doing a PhD. And you said to me, like, you know, it would be the greatest story in the world if the kid who didn't know how to read and write managed to get a PhD.
This year, Jason faced great public scrutiny that broke him. Questions were raised about aspects of his academic work and parts of his public biography. he found himself at the center of intense media attention and public debate. The scrutiny went beyond professional questions and spread across newspapers and social media. Supporters said he was subjected to relentless public shaming and harassment, while others argued that legitimate questions about academic integrity needed to be examined.
What can we do to ensure that this isn't a market appointment in 5 years' time? How can this become the norm?
Ada resigned from Cambridge and was later found dead at age 41. Authorities said his death was unexpected but not suspicious. His death sparked a national debate in Britain about the difference between legitimate scrutiny, media responsibility, online abuse, and the mental health impact of sustained public pressure. The case does not provide a simple answer to where responsibility lies. Instead, it raises difficult questions. When does criticism become cruelty? When does public interest become public humiliation? And what happens to human beings at the center of the story?
Jason is not alone here. So many Nigerians are being exposed to this kind of situations daily. Some gradually move into depression and some near suicidal. Let me take you back to the studio for the continuation on this discussion.
You know, Jason is just one person. There are 1,001 people who are going through the same thing, and some of them have actually given up. I recall a guest I used to have in this very show years back, Barrister Esther. You know, she was on a big size, and a lot of people kept talking and trolling her until she decided to go under the knife. I told you about it. And lo and behold, Pam, she didn't come out from that surgery. And at the end of the day, we've lost her contribution. She was an amazing, conversation, and indeed, even our Good Morning Nigeria show years back. So I don't know. We know that there is a doctor who just joined us. He's a psychologist. She will be talking to us. I don't know. Dr. Gwen, if you're ready, can you just introduce yourself by yourself? Let the public know who our guest is.
Good morning. My name is Ambassador Gwen Ananti. I am a clinical psychologist as well as a public health practitioner.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Gwen. We'll give you some time to relax a little bit. I know you're just running in the rain, and we'll come to you subsequently.
Well, Queen Lisa, I feel like you didn't say, but there's a difference between banter and trolling.
Okay, tell us.
Banter is done between people who understand each other.
Okay.
If I do say so myself, what we in Nigerian Ghanaians do, we just banter each other. We don't hate each other.
Fries.
Do you understand? We just banter each other. But trolling is a deliberate action.
You see, for me, like you said, I didn't answer the question. For me, banter is when you're friends.
Yes.
When you're friends. Trolling is when people
is hate.
Is hate.
Is hate. Banter is friendly.
We're buddies. But you see, the problem I have in Nigeria, or maybe around the world, people don't know where to draw the line. They don't know where. Because the thing here is that people don't know that we're not friends. We're just acquaintances.
That's online.
Yeah. What do I hear all the time? Oh my God, you're so fat.
People are saying that.
Yeah, that's not banter. That's insult.
You are so big.
That's insult.
No, but guess what? Your friends say that to you as well.
But no, when they say it in maybe when you are bantering, that's different.
No.
You can't just wake up and say, "Oh, I'm not your so."
Look, let me tell you. People tell me, "Oh my God, you're so black." Not even dark skin. So I have to start telling them, "I'm Coco."
And top heavy.
Thank you very much.
Anyway, the thing is to gain the mastery of how to handle this. I think it comes from personal schooling and schooling from perhaps our parents and our loved ones. Because
but Jason is a scholar. Was a scholar.
Listen, he was a scholar, but the thing is, there's a difference between reading the books and actually understanding your own personality. There are people who are doing, I just told you about a lawyer, who got pushed until she got under the
Got
knife.
under the knife.
You know, you would be wondering, this person is a senior lawyer. She was
So how did
almost
he get to you?
a son, and how did she allow herself to get to that level?
point.
Do you understand? And she's not alone. There are a lot of people. You need to get to understand. People are being trolled for being short. And I'm wondering, is there surgery to add your height? This is a conversation.
You see, I always use myself. I always say it here. I never do fiction. I do real life. When I was growing up, for the 5 years I was in school, I said it here once, I was wearing jumpers in school. Whether it was hot, whether it was cold, I was wearing jumpers. People didn't understand why I was wearing jumpers. But my mom understood why I was wearing jumpers. Because I was top heavy. And what did they tell me growing up? That when you're top heavy, you're a very naughty girl. That means you sleep around. Or you allow the men, and do all that. So I had a psychological problem. And I was very timid.
Because of it.
Because of it. But you see, the luck I had, which many people don't have, is that a parent might not know that this is a problem you have. Sometimes I go in the bathroom and I cry. Because everybody will say, how old are you, Seth? Look at it. How come your own is like this? But because I was lucky that I had a mother who was very
understanding.
She was intentional.
Emotional.
Yeah, she knew that there was a problem. And she needed to walk me out of that out of that thing. And guess what now? Now I'm so super confident that when even the slimmer ones stay near me, I think I'm the best thing that has happened.
I like that spirit.
Is very good.
Let's go to Dr. Gwen to find out. A lot has been said about trolling and all of that. With the rise in the social media use, the fear is on the increase.
Yeah.
This is something you deal with on a daily basis. Is it possible, really, for somebody to get suicidal just from trolling?
Oh yes. Very. I mean, not all of us are wired tough, So I mean, of course, I mean, these things happen every day. Okay, just like she said, because of what she was said to as a child, it kind of like made her have a certain type of notion of herself. So how much more an adult? So the things that are said to us or the things that we hear have a way of impacting us. It depends on us as individuals, the kind of personality that we have to shake it off and say, okay, you can say whatever you want to say, but that's not me. Or I'm better than that. So yes, it's enough to end someone's life. Yeah.
Okay, my next question is still to you again. I want to find out, at what age do we begin to inculcate, that's, I don't know the skill now, but ability to have that, power over other things, or people's thought about you, people's spoken words about you, people's perception about you. How do we build it into children so that it stays up till adulthood? Like she just mentioned what her mother did. How do we begin to do that?
As kids, we start really early. As parents, we start really early to teach our kids ABC 1, 2, 3. And if you go back to your childhood, you realize that those things, they never leave you. Even now as adults, like I'm sure I probably have forgotten some things in biology and physics. But those ABCs, they are very fresh in my head till tomorrow. So I feel the best way is to start early as those ABC years. They may not understand it, they may not know what you're saying, but they grow with it. So there's this thing that my father made me recite as a child. Every morning before I leave for school, I'll go into his room, Daddy, I'm going to school. He'll tell me, he'll just make the hand gesture, and I'll just say, don't ever let anybody intimidate you. Like, don't ever let anybody intimidate you. I kept saying that thing as a child. I didn't know what it was, but now, I cannot tell you what that has done for me, growing up in this era, let me say this. In my teens, okay, that was when they had this thing that light-skinned people are mermaids. Okay? So, do you know what that was for me? In boarding school, people could barely touch things that I use. They say, oh, it belongs to that white girl. They didn't even see me as white. They saw me as mermaid. But, you know, that, I don't know, maybe if it had to do with what my dad was making me recite, I didn't bother. For me, I'm like, oh, better, don't touch my things. I don't even like people touching my things without telling me. So, yes. But now all that has changed. I mean, things has changed to, oh, even black girls too, I can even be mermaids. So, listen, it's tough. It's tough. It's tough.
I totally agree because I had a bit of that. You know, somebody was just walking to the house. I had very dark sister who was like my father, and then I had a very my sister was like my mom, very dark. I was like my father, you know, very light. And then they come in, and my sister comes out. They go like, "Oh, black is beautiful, my African black queen." You know, then I show off, and I was very restless actually. I like to show off. So when I show off my usual way, and then the next thing I get, Abino. It was
Afi.
Afi.
Yes, in
you know,
Yoruba, they say Afi.
And in Igbo, they say Otocha, you know, that kind of a thing. I got that a lot until I wished I could dye my skin, you know. And back in secondary school, I did a lot of things to see if I could get dark. It didn't work, you know. I had to tell myself, love yourself the way you are. So it happens, you know, and let's see if some people have been trolled or publicly shamed, you know, and a camera went around Abuja as usual and got to find out certain people who know some people who have been trolled and how did they manage it. That's the Vox Pop.
I know someone that has been publicly shamed online. I used to have this friend and then she borrowed money from one of these loan apps and then she couldn't pay on the required date, and it was so crazy because they texted everybody on her contact list and even everybody at her workplace, and it was just very
I've been publicly shamed online, but I have a friend who has, and she was body shamed actually, and it took a toll on her. She lost weight. She had to take pills to lose weight, and she still suffers from low self-esteem till now.
I know of somebody that, okay, she had a boyfriend and apparently he said he was going to buy her iPhone 17. Yes, iPhone 17, and that they should have sex together and that he should record it. Crazy. And then they did. She believing that, okay, after everything, he'll get her the iPhone, not even, like, he will not post it or something. After everything, she did not get iPhone, nothing, but it was posted everywhere. Like, everybody in the school literally had it. And we heard that she later committed suicide. And she
publicly embarrassed, but I know someone who was. She was body shamed for her height, and it was not a nice experience for her. She almost went into depression because of the insults and all of that.
That was back then in school. Like this friend, this my friend, she's someone that has so much pride, and you know, she's also arrogant. So she took a loan from a loan app, and I think the day she was supposed to pay, she was not able to pay it, and then her payment was overdue. So it was just so terrible, to the extent that they even posted her, like they were just posting her, and she was trending in school. Like, it was so terrible. In fact, she was just so, like, she was so ashamed of herself. It was not easy, and you know, with this kind of person, you know, you're very prideful, and then anytime you're walking on the road, someone will just be laughing, and this is so terrible. Yeah.
Uncle, he borrowed loan from this loan app, and his loan was already overdue, time to pay them. Not that he does not have the money, he don't want to pay actually, but he's still struggling to get the money. And when they see that it's already taking too late for him to pay, then he decided to upload his data online, all the details about him, his pictures, saying he's a scammer, he borrowed loan, refused to pay and all that. Not only that, they also took his pictures, like they created a banner, then put his pictures and his name and everything, walking around the street just to identify him if anybody knows him. That is a shameful thing for his family and also be his friends as well.
One who has, this was last year Valentine's Day, it was a vendor. she was preferringly selling Valentine packages to students in my school. And eventually, people were buying like January, early February, like before Valentine's Day. So eventually, when Valentine's Day came, nobody got their package, nobody got anything, and so they raided her hostel, found her, they videoed them beating her up, posted it online and all that. At the end of the day, it turns out that there was just a delay from her, what they call it, from her original vendor. So it was all for nothing. So eventually she did close down her group and everything because of the whole shame that happened to her.
After listening in on all these people's experiences through other people, one thing I can see running around is Gen Zs are not ashamed. Because if you are ashamed, you're seeing that they are trolling people. They are posting people's sex tape or insulting people and calling everyone in their contacts, calling them armed robbers or thieves. And people are laughing about it. You're not supposed to laugh. It's a shameful thing. To the doctor, I would like to ask, how do we manage trolls? Because for one, we are saying that all these loan shark apps are problems. They are doing terrible things.
Terrible.
So how do we manage trolling?
Can we manage it? Is it possible? But for me, two things. One, I would say silence. Silence. Two things actually, like part A, I would say silence. Part B, I would say sometimes, you have to get down on people's levels sometimes to correct certain things. So it depends on what the situation is actually. If you're being, okay, just like the clips that we watched, I mean, in a case where someone borrowed money and couldn't pay back, I mean, you actually did this thing. We're not saying that the way the people, the loan sharks, put you out there is the right thing, but something happened that led to you being there. I mean, the only thing you can do is silence, correct your mistakes, fix it, and move on. You just have to move on. No matter how much people try to peg that thing on you for the rest of your life, don't let it stick. Then in some other cases, that's why I said two things. And then in some other cases, depending on what the situation is, you correct it, not, with the same kind of verbal approach, but there are better ways to handle things actually. So I would say two things: silence, or you correct the narrative.
Anyway, they say silence is golden.
But there are people who cannot be silent. Like it affects them. You see, some people just fall into depression, and you might not know why they are depressed. It's because of maybe things that they've seen online.
No, but you see, for me, like I always say, people say when you do not respond that you're weak. I have been a believer of I walk away because for my sanity's sake, everybody has a style to be able to manage their emotions. I have been one person because I had to manage my anger. I had anger issues. So, and one thing I've always said is that when you break an egg, you can bring it back. So, and I know I have a very poisonous mouth. So, you can't take words that you have given to people. So, since you cannot take that, you shouldn't be able to dish it out to people. So, what I try to do is be quiet and try and walk away. Yeah.
Okay, but I know that on social media you can actually have option of making your page private.
Yeah, you can block people.
You can block people.
So what's the essence of it then?
No, what I'm saying, people that are trolling at you, you have that control. You can apply it. Cover up a little bit, because there are people who are really out there to get other people.
I'm still wrapping my head around it. You wake up in the morning and you want to insult people.
Let me tell you what they do. Number one, they use false names.
Yes.
So it's
false
actually,
names, false pictures.
Exactly. It can actually be your husband. Yeah. It can be your wife with a false name, and he's ready to attack you at every single thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know why you're surprised. They're just happy.
No, that means they are sadists.
That's what they are. They're just happy doing it. So the best thing to do is create a private account. Protect yourself a little bit. Even on your WhatsApp, you have the option of not letting people see what you're doing.
I blocked some people last night.
You can block as many as possible.
Yeah, I did.
Like that.
No, yes. Somebody asked me, why do I block some people? I'm not really a blocker. I like to show them, so I need you to see. There are some people, all they do is, if you even post at 3 a.m., these people are not sleeping.
Those are village people.
No, and I wonder, and a friend of mine said, no, it's menopause. So I had a good laugh. But you see, my own thing here is that you have friends, it's your birthday. Even though you don't chat, it's your birthday. All you have to say is HPD. You don't even have to pretend and put HPD. They cannot tell you happy birthday. When things happen that are good for you, they cannot even say congratulations. But all they know how to do is to sit down. And the thing that makes me laugh, is it mute?
Yes.
They mute, then they don't want you to see them, that you're seeing them. But you see why I think they're very silly? You post a story, they go on that story and send you a message. Oh, please, can you send this to me? But they are blocked. So, the thing here is that WhatsApp is one crazy thing. How do you manage social media? I tell people, if you don't want people to come after you on social media, then you learn to stay private.
Yes, learn to stay private. And some other person is sending messages. Say, my name is Chimamanda Goodwill. I love this topic. This happens a lot in this country. Thank you for bringing it up. I live in Imo State. Thank you, Chimamanda. Let's see, because I don't want to have backlog like we did last week on messages. We take as they come. Good morning, crew and cast. Looking good as always. Justin's story is really touching and is still common in our today's life encounter. The social media has, killed a lot of people. I totally agree with you. Good morning, presenters, your guests in the studio. I'm really enjoying your program and you're doing great job. From Alaji Garko, Karo Sites, Abuja. Alaji, congratulations. You're our number one, fan, and we appreciate you the way you are. We still want to go back to the doctor. Doctor, how do I notice somebody who is, depressed to the point of maybe suicidal because of trolling or public shaming and all of that? And if I do, what's the first step, call it baby step, I can take to help the person get back and reconnect with people? More like what you do in your hospital now.
We say this, check on your happy friends. At the same time, depression has so many faces. It may not really be trolling. I mean, what's going on in the world is enough to depress anyone, actually. So when a person isolates, when a person is not sleeping, when a person loses appetite for food, these are minor symptoms of depression. As a friend, when you see this sign, especially that isolation, some people even go as far as disabling their social media accounts. When you invite them to come out, they tell you, oh, they don't feel like, you see those withdrawal signs. You reach out, try to have a conversation. Most times they don't really open up to tell you what it is, but as friends, you press on, and of course, the first step is to talk to a professional. That's why we're here. Because in this part of the world, people are not so open to share their problems because they feel you call them crazy or you call them mad. Or fear for judgment. It's not our thing, actually, but things are beginning to open up a little bit, that people now can easily schedule a section and talk about things that on a normal day they can't even share with anybody. And yes, talking to a professional is the right step, because the truth is, you cannot control other people's action. You cannot do that. You can't even tell people what to do. They have their own free will. They would say whatever they want to say. They will write whatever they want to write, behave any way they want. But you are in charge of your life. So you have to control how those things that are thrown at you impact you.
Okay. They say if you don't like smoke, I'll be fire.
You should not stay.
Don't smoke.
No.
Don't go near the kitchen.
Don't go near the kitchen.
Okay. So,
near the kitchen.
Doctor has actually touched a little bit on that as well. Thank you. And I know a social media influencer who has actually, spoken a lot about it. And I'm going to ask him directly, how do you handle your own public shaming or trolling people on your page? Director, can you get him? Okay.
Getting tempted. There have definitely been moments where I've even typed out the response. I'm like, today I'll show this guy, this person. You think you can show me, I'll show you something. But then I've learned that once you put something on the internet, if it's something you cannot take down, or if it's something that you know that you're going to regret later on, and you ask yourself, can I take this back later on? And if the response is no, I just leave it, I just delete it. Or if I've typed it already, I just delete it. I think self-control is very important in this space because, this is social media. Sometimes maturity is knowing when to just let go.
Okay, Ramide, just hang on. I know you're in England and it's not that easy connecting with you at the moment, but I'd like to have your own advice. As a social media influencer, what advice do you give to people who are going through things, stuff, and perhaps looking like what they're going through because of public shaming?
Advice is simple. Always remember that there's a real person behind every account. You might make a comment now and forget about it, 5 minutes later. But then the person receiving the comments might carry it for a very long time. You don't know what somebody is going through. You don't know what trials or tribulations they might be going through. You can disagree with someone without insulting them. You can criticize someone without dehumanizing them. And you can hold someone accountable without being abusive yourself. Social media should be a place where we can, express ourselves, have conversations without, destroying each other. So before you hit send, ask yourself, would I say this to the person if the person was standing in front of me? Can I say, if this person was right in front of me now, can I say this thing to this person? If your answer is no, then
that's a good one. Okay, it's a good one because the truth is a lot of people don't think what he's thinking, and it's interesting because as a social media person, if you go to his page, you see a whole lot. He is an advocate of a lot of things, and he takes in a lot of things that are being thrown at him. I'm surprised he said he actually makes effort to type, because at the end of the day, I haven't seen him do any of this kind of a throwback, even though people are sending it to him. It shows a lot of self-control. It means that we need to rehearse ourselves. We need to apply self-control, before we do these things.
You see, why I'm even laughing? There's sometimes I see some things that really gets to me. You don't know the person, but it's just the public one. And I before I start to type, I just think, because there's some people with myopic IQ. Yes. Sometimes you say something, look at her, stupid woman, I'm sure she's not married. Bitter. But guess what? It doesn't get to me. Because that is not my... somebody put something up. Your opinion can differ from mine, but still doesn't change anything. So if you feel that is your opinion, take it. But don't come, okay, let me use, I know most of our content creators, they make movies now, YouTube. Yeah. And they put in so much. And I have to give it to most of the women. Then after you've done the movie, somebody now comes, oh, such a stupid, they now say, rate the movie by 10, and you see, oh, it was such a useless movie, it wasn't good, it wasn't educated.
But you watched it, so you gave me money.
But you watched it. You don't run down somebody's business like that. If you've watched it and you feel it's bad, for my take, I would just walk away.
I will even comments. Walk away.
Okay, let me use, there is a movie that just came out. One of my best people, Uche Montana, and it's about second chances, mainly for women. And the problem with Nigerian people who watch movies, they love the romantic kiss, okay, I left you, I came back, not knowing that
that's an Indian
there
film.
are bigger stories. And I loved the storylines because those women had second chances from their past. And you see, the thing here is that people don't watch movies because they're really movie lovers. I watch movies to learn. So the thing here is that most of these people who are in your social media thing, what are the reasons for doing certain things?
Anyway, don't criticize somebody's effort. It doesn't make sense to me.
That's it.
Okay, we've been talking about trolls. How about real life trolls? We have real life people.
Yeah.
How do you manage that?
People that come at you one-on-one?
One-on-one. This one, we are
Okay.
just talking of people behind the scenes, behind the screens, typing.
Okay, how do you manage it?
people who
No,
come on
I went,
at you one-on-one.
I went for a wedding, and when I went for the wedding, I walked in with my friends. Every friend of mine that I walked in with were married. And somebody had the audacity to look at me and tell me, you know, they tired to the chop people rice.
Which time will you go marry?
See,
Wow.
look.
Well, you did not reply. Next time, call me.
No, you see, this is what
reply
and
for
let
you.
me tell you, these people are your friends. But after she said it, she thought it was a joke. But I told her, you're very silly.
That's all.
So, look, you don't give these people, let me tell you, you don't give, you see, when people throw these things at you.
And you react.
They
don't say pain.
Let me tell you, the way I enjoyed, I was one of the last people to leave the wedding. Because I had a blast. And the person that was trying to run me down had a bad marriage, but she was pretending. But you know, the next day I sent her a message. If getting married and having your own marriage, like you think you're married, I'd rather stay single. Boom. Boom.
That's both.
Aura for aura.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I may not be able to handle social media troll.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I haven't
Alright.
gotten one.
Well, face to face.
Face to face. Try me.
That's another way of life.
Yeah.
It's not, my own is not aura for aura.
Yeah.
It's aura for aura.
Aura.
I give it to you. Bas.
Yeah,
You
so
know.
that's it.
So I like the one that is one-on-one because the thing I want to
other
say,
ones, yes,
you get my tongue,
yeah,
just say wait
that's
for
true
you.
though.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
let's read this. My name is Miracle. I'm from Edo State. I love this program.
Miracle.
Now I am waived of depression and shame out there. Oh wow. I don't know what's making you depressed, but I think you should, go out there, do something that makes you happy, even if it's just dancing. Good morning, ma'am. My name is Owen Shedrack Igbokwe. For you to manage body shaming and many more, I think you have to remove your mind from there. And for me, I use music to move on. I just said it.
That's
I just
it.
said it.
Look for something you
look for
love.
something that makes you
Happy.
happy. And this person is like me. I love to dance, even when I can't dance the right step. But I'll still mess it up. I don't know. Let's go to Dr. Gwen. Dr. Gwen, how do we take care of these things? I like to dance when I think I'm low. I haven't had trolling like that. I'm not sure I will still get, but then if it happens, my go-to is music. Are there other things we should do?
I mean, the list is endless. It's subjective to a person. Like you said, dancing. It could be to travel, be in nature, be with friends, be with family, be with people that really care about you, or just turn off the social thing. Like, just switch it off. Because the more you're seeing these notifications, the more you're triggered to read them and, react, and just turn it off and distract your mind with something else. Watch a movie, go see a movie, hang out with friends, eat fish, go to a restaurant. Like I said, the list is endless. Go to the gym. I can't just do what makes you happy.
I like to eat.
Eat ice cream, anything, pizza.
Is eating part of what we should do when we are depressed?
Okay, so the thing is, when people are depressed, some people binge eat.
Yeah.
That also has another side effect. But I mean, if that is what will get you there at that point, do it. Don't worry, we can work on the health issues later. So far, it takes you out of that mood to think or to see yourself as not being enough or as what they say you are. Because the truth is this, let me tell you something. Psychologically, people who troll or body shame or say nasty things to people, let me tell you for free, from a psychological standpoint, what they say to people most times is their projection. they project their own version on a person. To be honest, that's just the truth. So if people really know these secrets, they shouldn't even take it to heart. Because hot people. A bitter person will want, misery likes company. So a bitter person will want every single person around them to be bitter. It annoys them that you're happy or you look like you have it all figured together. So they want to pull you down to where they are. So it's a projection. So ignore them, and we're humans, no doubt. Yeah. There are certain ones you cannot ignore, to be honest. And there are certain ones that will hit you like a sack of potatoes. So, but when that happens, switch. Find something else to distract your mind. Don't dwell. Try. It's a lot of mind control to do that, but just try.
Okay. Another person is asking a question here. I think it's to the doctor. This person says, "Doctor, my husband and I think he's the one that calls me out on social media. I try to check his phone, but he keeps hiding it. He keeps hiding it. How do I handle this?"
Why is he there?
No, that's not an option. Let's have doctor talk about it.
Sorry, can you read out the question again? Let me get the full.
She says that she suspects her husband is her biggest hater online, and that she's been trying to check the husband's phone, and he's not letting her do that. What should she do?
You have a conversation with him.
That's it. It's a conversation.
Have a conversation.
Yeah.
Why do you think your husband hates you? Find out. Have a conversation. Ask questions. Why are you going through the phone? Because in the process of trying to see, so you see another thing that would, So have a conversation with the man. Find out what the issue is. And if it's something you guys cannot work through, talk to other people. Let family step in and resolve whatever issues that is.
True. I actually don't think, the doctor is very correct.
Yeah.
If your husband is doing that, it means that there's something you're not doing right.
Yeah.
And perhaps you're also somewhat a bully to him. So he doesn't want to come at you directly to correct you because he knows you're going to, charge up and do something.
What is she posting online?
That's what I'm saying. So the man is trying to correct her from the cabinet. Both of them are doing the wrong thing.
Well, I have something. Jingles by Joy.
Yeah.
We nowadays, this year, most especially, we've been seeing people that when they throw them online, they just go and get them arrested.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, we've had cases where people just do that.
Yeah.
Are we supposed to keep doing that? Do you think that is stopping or curbing people who throw?
It's not going to stop it because you see, there's some people that have some groups. When you arrest that one that is coming after you, the others they are going to come after you. So how many people are you going to arrest? There is a particular lady that it's online. For me, that's my opinion. I think there's something wrong. Because you see, she was arrested, they went to court said they should stop. But guess what? If a certain person just comes online, I know she's going to set the ring light. And it's so bad. I don't know how those people are taking what that woman is doing to them. I don't know how they do it.
I don't even think this will end because the truth is there are people who are building troll farms.
Yes.
They actually open up warehouses, set up computers, pay people. It's called troll farmers. And it's going to happen even more because of elections. Once there is something coming up,
But we banter before President Buhari, God rest his soul, became president. Remember, we bantered Jonathan. But that was just.
I'm telling you that they've moved from banter. They actually have troll farms.
Yes.
He's paid to destroy people. And they do these things with fake names. But again, you mentioned that no matter how they are doing, there is always an IP attached to that. So if government wants, they can follow up the IP and get these people arrested.
No, but the thing that saddens me is, what are the police doing about it? They're really not doing anything.
They are the ones helping other people to pick them up.
They're not. See, let me tell you, when you pick up somebody and the person, you see, when you face, how do you say this English? That you face your, is it your, what you do.
Focus on your focus.
No, not focus on your focus. You know, there are sometimes when you do things, you should be able to be man enough to
defend what you did.
To defend what you've done. But you see, the thing here is that if the social media is getting worse.
But if you make an example of someone, there's an influencer now. There's an influencer now.
Who was arrested?
I think he throwed what's his name, Peruzzi.
Yeah.
And when outside, Peruzzi saw him
and beat him up. Yeah.
Pamilari is not very. He's an upstanding citizen.
I will not agree to violence. Oh no, it's not even only
different people settle their matter differently.
Did it as
anyway,
well. Yeah. So that's it.
Settle the matter.
Yes. No,
anyway,
settle the matter.
Good morning. My name is Beatrice from Ekpoma. I love this topic. Very interesting. I'm learning from your encouragement. Keep it up. Thank you so much. Be strong, like you just said. Be man enough. If you're a woman, be woman enough, and don't let anybody bring you down.
No,
you know. I'm talking about bringing down. A very solemn note. We lost someone has entertained us for so long. I love music. I don't know any genre of music.
It depends on your age.
I don't dance to. I don't know any genre of music I don't listen to. You know, and when I heard of her demise yesterday, it was so sad. That's Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
You know,
I didn't even know she was battling with cancer.
Yeah, she was. You know, and she kept thrilling us all along.
I love her.
And I love her song, particularly Jolie.
Why would you love that one?
I love the one with Kenny Rogers.
I'm begging. Kenny Rogers, yes, that's another good one.
Do you know what I love?
Coat of Many Colors.
No,
Coat of Many Colors.
And when you hear the story of the Coat of Many Colors, she came from a poor home, and her mom made a coat for her, and every time she wore it, and it gave her how do you call it, solace. You know, one thing about this, about what you just showed, we should just love each other.
True.
Too much hatred is eating us up.
All right.
Yeah.
So anyway, may she rest in peace, and we hope that when all of us meet on the other side, she will still entertain us.
Yes,
you know, with lovely, sweet voices. And before we leave, let's go to Dr. Gwen. Your parting notes, especially advice to people who are going through things, you know, from public shaming, whether it's one-on-one or behind the cameras.
Well, like I said earlier, you cannot control other people's actions. However, you can control how those actions affect you, as well as your own reaction towards what was done to you. So I would say this, in cases where these things happen, walk away. Because to be honest, a lot of us we're not okay. Not okay in the sense that you may want to confront, you may want to get back at the person. Let's say maybe it's if in a case of a physical confrontation and you push the person and they fall somewhere and they don't wake up, you now get into a bigger trouble. Or you might, in a bid, trying to respond and say something that will cost that person to take their life. So just control your own emotions. That is what I would say. And always know that, okay, just an instance. What do snakes do? Snakes bite. So understand that humans will always be humans. Like we were saying, oh, you will arrest this one. Okay, fine, arrest the entire Nigeria.
Yes.
It's not going to stop. They will come from East Africa to come after you. So you are in control of your life. You are in control of your emotion. Snake will always be a snake. It will crawl, it will bite, it will spit, it will do whatever. That is what snakes do. You cannot turn a snake to a pet. So don't expect that trolling is going to stop. Don't expect that shaming is not going anywhere. To be honest, that's the truth. But you can control how these things affect you.
Okay, so before we leave, I'm told that we still have clip of the day. Director?
Oh, you do? Oh, I wanted to say my parting word.
Okay. Good morning, Tony.
Toyin.
I said good morning, Tony.
Okay, no, you won't call me Tony. I'm not those people. You call me Mr. Lumelu or Tioyi. You won't call me Tony or Chairman. That is, I don't subscribe to that kind of Oyibo life, okay? All right.
Good morning, Mr. Ilumelu.
Thank
so my
you.
question is, how do you know if you are to keep...
Okay, I know you people want to comment on that. You want to. Please comment via social media handle. Okay. Don't throw me.
No, can I give my parting words?
Parting words.
When you don't go public when you can handle the fire.
Oh,
Okay.
I
Stay
like
private.
that. I like that.
Stay private.
Okay.
Mine will
Yeah.
be do unto others what you want others to do to
unto you.
I beg, throw me.
She did not mean it. She did not mean it.
Look at who is talking. Bye.